Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at setting up a Link PDM module to a Link G5 or G4x system. So we can control things through the CAN network, essentially turning on an output from the PDM through the Link G5 or G4x system. This is a situation you're likely to find yourself in. It's one of the more common uses with a PDM and a Link G4x or G5 system. So we're going to go through the setup. We're going to look at two different examples here, one for setting up an on-off type of cooling fan, and then we're also going to take a look at setting up a pulse width modulated type of cooling fan control. So two different outputs, two different types of control, just to give you a little variation here in setting up everything between the G4X, G5, and then the PDM. Okay, first thing we're going to do here is jump into our PDM Link software. We have that open on the screen, and we can find here the very first window I have here is labeled Start. In this window, we have our PDM setup screen. We also have our CAN setting screen. The CAN setting screen is what we're interested in. If you want to bring this CAN setting screen on your actual window here, your page layout, if you don't have exactly what I have here, you want to go up into our CAN setup dropdown and go into CAN settings. If you double click this, it'll bring this window up here. Now, the first thing we want to do is go through some of our quick setup here, just make sure we have some things configured correctly. We want to make sure if you have one PDM module, you're on your PDM 1 option here. We have 4 that we can choose from. The terminating resistor is on. This is the last CAN device in my CAN network. It starts at the Link G5 on CAN 2 output, then it goes and ties into the Link CAN keypad, then it goes into my PDM here. So because it's the last device in the CAN network, we always want to have a terminating resistor to tell the network that that's where it ends. There's nothing further in the CAN stream. So we want to have our terminating resistor on. The next thing we have here is our bus data rate. This is the communication speed on our CAN bus network. Now, because I have all Link devices, they're going to be defaulted at 1 megabit per second. We want to choose this option here, 1M. We do have some other options here. If you have other type of devices on another CAN network or on your CAN network, and they're all communicating at different speeds, and you can't change the speed on that CAN device, you'll have to go and set then all your CAN devices on that specific speed so they communicate correctly. Now in this case, again, because I have all Link components, I'm going to keep it here at 1 megabit per second. The next thing we want to do here is jump down to channel summary. We're going to grab an open CAN channel. Now CAN channel 1 is assigned to my keypad 1, which is assigned to the CAN ID, and then the format standard, and the TX rate here is set to 10 Hertz. We need to go and grab another available CAN channel in order to set up our communication in the CAN network between our PDM and our Link G5 or G4X. What we're going to do here is jump into the mode under CAN channel 2. Under the drop down here, we're going to go to CAN function. Now when we do this, we'll also go over here to CAN ID. The CAN ID that typically we program here will be a value of 500. This is the ID that we need to then program on the PC Link side of things so that they're talking on the same CAN ID value. So 500 is traditionally what we always put here for the first PDM module in the system. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and put here, 500. Click enter. Now the format should be standard, and then the TX rate is grayed out because it doesn't matter for this particular CAN function. Now when we program this, this is going to allow the G5, G4X to communicate to the PDM module. So they're going to be able to talk to each other, and essentially the PDM module is going to be able to accept CAN requests for an output to turn on from our G5 or G4X. Now this is just the first step here in getting things configured. What we next need to do is let's go into our PC Link software. I am online with my G5 box here on the test bench. What I'm going to do is jump into my CAN bus window. This is our course page layout. You're probably familiar with this already. In this CAN bus window, we can go here to CAN setup. We can click on our little wrench icon, and it's going to bring up our CAN setup configuration screen. Now, I am using CAN 2 on my G5, so my CAN channel 2. The mode should be set to user defined. The bit rate, remember that's our communication speed, should be set here to 1 megabit per second. Now again, that depends on all the devices you're communicating with in the CAN network, but in my case, I have all Link devices, so I'm setting them at the default. What Link usually runs them at is 1 megabit per second. The OBD is off right here, and then we're going to go down here into data and channel. we're gonna grab our first channel available. Under the mode, we're gonna set what we're working with here. So we're gonna go scroll down our list and we're gonna find Link Razor PDM. So let's go ahead and select that. Now the transmission rate we can keep here at 10 Hertz, it's fine. The CAN ID, this is important. This is what we've set on the PDM Link software side of things, which was a value of 500. So again, that's gonna be traditionally what you always program for the first PDM module in your system. Now, if you have multiple PDM modules, you might have to change some things up a little bit, but for right now, we're setting just a single PDM module, and we're gonna go ahead and set this at value of 500 for the ID. Then there's a format, and we want the format set as normal. Again, if we flip back over here to our PDM Link, we're gonna find that we set here CAN ID to 500, format as standard, which is also known as normal. We do have the option for extended, but there's no need for that extended format when we're making these communicate. So we can see here, we've programmed everything here. Let me go to PDM and let's go to store settings and let's say yes, go ahead and store those. And let's go back over here to our G5, the PC Link software working with the G5 here. And we're gonna click apply, okay? Then we're gonna click okay. Now, at this point, they should be communicating with each other. What we're gonna do here is set up some things. What we're gonna go do is jump into our outputs and let's go ahead. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.